Can you rappel hundreds of feet over Tacoma for a good cause?
A public and private partnership leads to advanced digital equality for all.
And CPR Sunday is back.
These stories and more on Tacoma Report. Hi, and welcome to Tacoma Report. I'm Laura Proctor.
And I'm Angie Foster.
Comcast announced it will invest $300,000 to support digital access across the South Puget Sound region, expanding on the foundational work of Tacoma Mayor Victoria Woodards to establish regional partnerships that advance digital equity for all. Comcast will award $150,000 to the Thrive Tacoma Business Fund, $50,000 to the Boys and Girls Clubs of the South Puget Sound, $50,000 to the Goodwill of the Olympics and Rainier Region, and $50,000 in cash and donated laptop computers to Teamwork.
We know from our last community technology survey, which was conducted in 2016, that 1 in 5 residents rely on public devices to access the internet. We also know that across Tacoma, there are communities where only half of households have internet access. The pandemic has only exacerbated the issues that I just outlined and the challenges that we're already facing our community. As a city, we have worked hard with our partners to address the needs of the residents across our community to access the internet.
Comcast selected the recipients based on their shared commitment to digital equity and programs that are specifically designed to provide residents in the South Puget Sound region with internet access and skill-building services.
In related news, a grant opportunity for small businesses in Tacoma and Pierce County is available through a program called Comcast Rise. As part of Comcast Rise, small businesses owned by women and people of color, including Black, Indigenous, Hispanic, and Asian American owners in Pierce and King counties, may apply for a $10,000 grant from the Comcast Rise Investment Fund. Comcast will award $1 million in grants to 100 eligible businesses in these 2 counties, as well as technology and marketing resources to eligible businesses statewide. The application period begins October 3rd and ends October 16th. Visit ComcastRise.com to learn more.
This year, City Council approved $2.5 million in American Rescue Plan Act funds for participatory budgeting projects in Tacoma Districts 4 and 2. Participatory budgeting processes will eventually reach all 5 districts. The current project will be based in the Eastside's District 4 and has a budget of $1 million. Over the summer, the City of Tacoma worked with community leaders, putting together a team of Eastside residents who are leading the entire process, creating the project guidelines, planning, outreach, and creating proposals. Now, they're in the idea collection phase. This process kicked off at Salishan Night Out. Through the end of October, the city will be collecting ideas submitted by Eastside community members. We'll provide updates on Tacoma Report as they become available.
The Tacoma Police Department has been evolving ever since the city's first town marshal was appointed in 1874. Today, the department's leadership team has seen a complete makeover since the first of the year. In January, Interim Chief Mike Akey led the department's 3 assistant chiefs, Fred Scruggs, Charles Taylor, and Ed Wade. Today, the leadership team has been reorganized under new Police Chief Avery Moore to include a new deputy chief position held by Paul Younger. Both Moore and Younger come to Tacoma from the Dallas Police Department. Reporting to Younger is Crystal Young Haskins, Assistant Chief of the Administrative Services Bureau, who comes to Tacoma from the Little Rock Police Department in Arkansas. Heading up the Investigations Bureau is Assistant Chief Tamara Floyd, new to Tacoma from the Seattle Police Department. The department's Operations Bureau is now led by Assistant Chief Sean Stringer, who was promoted from captain within the department. And a new civilian Chief of Staff position was created, filled by Curtis Hairston, also from Dallas. To learn more about the Tacoma Police Department, visit tacomapolice.org. It's another exciting season of Tacoma Reads.
And when we return, we'll have the 2022 book selections highlighted by a Tacoma Public Library official here in our studio.
Tacoma Reads is an all-ages citywide book club taking place right now. Participants can read the selected books and attend author events, workshops, performances, and more. Marisa Buss is the Public Information Officer with the Tacoma Public Library to tell us more. Marisa, thanks for being here today.
Thank you so much for having me.
We're so glad you're here. I know you've got some really exciting things to talk about. Can you share with us a little bit more about Tacoma Reads for those that maybe don't know much about the program?
Absolutely. So this is, as you said, a community-wide, city-wide reading program. We ask the community to gather together for a whole season. We read common books together. We have discussions and all kinds of different events, and it's really a full season. It's the entire fall. So that is how we gather together and work through some common themes.
Awesome.
So we have a different theme every year.
Awesome. What is the 2022 theme for Tacoma Reads?
The 2022 theme is community, resilience, and hope. And so each of our books have those themes throughout them. And
can you talk more about the selections for this year? I understand that there are 3 different ones based on the age groups. Is that right?
It is, yes.
We want
all readers in Tacoma to participate in Tacoma Reads. So we have 3 books. The first one, this is our main selection, is Afterlife by Julia Alvarez. Julia is the author of In the Time of the Butterflies and How the Garcia Girls Lost Their Accents. She's a renowned Latinx author, and we're just so happy to have her be part of this. This book is really her first novel in quite some time, so it's kind of a comeback, and we're excited to feature that. It's about, the main character is dealing with the loss of her husband, so she's in a period of grief and mourning. While she's working through that, she finds that her community still needs her, relies on her, and so does her family. So it's about processing grief and finding out how to work through it and still keep on trucking.
Yeah.
Our next selection, this one is by actually a local author. She lives in Seattle. This one is called We Belong by Cookie Hipponia. And this book, the author wrote it because her daughters asked her for a story about her immigration story coming from the Philippines. And she looked around and found that there wasn't one, so she wrote it. Wow. So this is a really gorgeous book, a gorgeous story. It has some really special illustrations. The other thing I love about it is that it's in verse, so it's like a very long epic poem. And it weaves Tagalog mythology throughout to help tell the story. So when the author or the main character is talking, it's in one color of text, and when it's the mythology, it's in a different color. And it all is woven together beautifully.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And the last one here?
This is, I'm gonna put these here. This is our book. It's a really beautifully illustrated book for children and families. It's called Thank You, Amu. And Amu means queen in Nigerian, and also what you should call your grandmother. Awesome. So this book is really about community and sharing. It has gorgeous collage illustrations. So we love this, and we're basing a lot of our children's programs for Tacoma Reads are based off of this. So it's about a grandmother who feeds her entire community, and then her community repays her. So it's all about how we share together in a community.
You know, I was on the Tacoma Public Library website and looking at the Tacoma Reads event calendar, which it was amazing how full it is. But based on this inspiration of Thank You, Amu, I love the upcoming event about the community cookbook that our community kids that are 12 and younger can enter their favorite recipes to be considered for the cookbook. And man, I just love how we can provide opportunities like that for the community and our kids. How fun for them.
Yeah.
And in saying that, how can those viewing get involved? How, participate? What can they do?
So I just wanted to hold this up to bring more attention to this awesome program. And I also wanted to mention that the reason that it's the City of Tacoma Dome is that it's for the whole community. So if you haven't been involved before, don't feel intimidated. Your library is here to welcome you to this program. We have, of course, books and for all ages, but we also have programs and events and activities for all ages as well. So just go to our website, find something that interests you, check out the books. You don't have to read the books. You won't have to give a book report if you come to the event, but it does help just to carry that theme forward. And there are events now until November 5th, which is our culminating event with Julia Alvarez, interviewed by Mayor Woodards.
Awesome.
And that's a virtual event. So go to our website. A lot of our events, we do want you to register in advance to make sure that we have enough room for everyone. So go to the website, sign up for things, tell your friends, and just join us for Tacoma Reads. It's a wonderful celebration of our community.
Oh, Marisa, thank you so much for taking the time. As we shared earlier about, Tacoma Public Library has done such a fantastic job of just providing opportunities for ways for people to connect, and especially over this beautiful presentations of these books today. But we just appreciate you and your team and what all of you are doing behind the scenes to make this possible. So thank you very much for being here today. When we come back, we've got some exciting October events coming up. The Green Tacoma Partnership invites businesses, community groups, families, and individuals to participate in Green Tacoma Day. Participants can volunteer to plant trees, remove weeds and litter, connect with the community, and provide a helping hand to local green spaces. Join the event on Saturday, October 8th from 9 a.m. to noon and volunteer at the events happening around the city. To find out more or to register for a Green Tacoma Day location, visit the event website.
Tacoma's AMACAT Awards kicks off Tacoma Arts Month this October. After a 2-year gap, Arts in Tacoma will ring in a new season of creativity. The AMACAT Awards recognizes area artists and organizations making a creative impact on the community. 3 categories are presented for recognition: Arts Patron, Community Outreach by an organization, and Community Outreach by an individual. This free community event is on Wednesday night, October 5th, 6:30 at the Star Center. Performances and activities will complement the evening. For more information, check out tacomaartsmonth.org.
Parking Day is back again in 2022. For many years, this has been a day in which artists, residents, and businesses transform a metered parking spot into temporary public space. In September, parking spaces along Pacific Avenue between South 7th and South 11th Streets were temporarily transformed for public use. Participants utilized parking spaces in interesting ways, including restaurant dining space, gardens, and pedestrian right-of-way. The city's Environmental Services Department was at the event sharing stormwater messaging. To see examples of previous Tacoma Parking Days and to learn more about International Parking Day, visit downtownonthego.com.
Recently, over 50 participants rappelled the Hotel Murano for the Habitat Challenge. This was a 245-foot urban rappel in support of the Tacoma Pierce County Habitat for Humanity and affordable home ownership. To reach the roof, participants had to raise a minimum of $1,000 to benefit the organization. By going over the edge, they helped make entry-level home ownership accessible for residents of Tacoma and Pierce County, and open the door to a family's first home. To find out more about the TPC Habitat for Humanity, visit their site.
CPR, one of the best skills one can have, will be offered at CPR Sunday, October 9th. This annual event is open and is free of charge to anyone interested in learning basic life-saving skills. Sponsored by the Tacoma Fire Department and the city, CPR Sunday features an hour and a half of classroom instruction, plus another hour of hands-on training. To sign up, log on to the CPR Sunday website. That wraps up this edition of Tacoma Report.
A great way to find out about the services the City of Tacoma has to offer is by going to cityoftacoma.org.
Welcome to fall, as do millions of spawning Pacific Northwest salmon. We leave you now in the middle of salmon season.
Thanks for watching.